cafe. We don't
Cafe.
Cool.
We also have the coffee club, which is coming back.
I
That'll be
like
cool.
coffee. I like coffee.
Okay, so we're gonna do mic check.
Mic check.
I'm waiting for his ears on because you guys gotta be happy with your volumes. And 3,
My mic sounds
two,
nice. Check 1.
1. Okay, Brian.
My mic sounds nice. Check 1. My mic sounds nice. Check 2.
Okay, good. And Simba.
My mic sounds nice. Check 1. My mic sounds nice. Check 2. My mic sounds nice. Check 3.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do that one again.
Okay.
Just because you laughed during hers, which means I don't get her sound. I need her wavelength,
Okay.
so I can match it and make sure that you're louder than her by a little bit.
All right.
Okay, you talk first, Brian.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2.
Okay, and Simba.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2.
Okay, why don't you tell me something like a normal sentence?
Today I feel blessed.
Okay, so I can raise her up even more. Try another thing.
Today I am grateful to be alive.
Okay, bring it back down a little bit, and I think that's good. You want to hear that back so you can see?
Sure.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2.
Microphone check. I tricked myself this time.
I raised you up.
Not at all.
See, much louder.
Yeah.
And you're matching you. Okay.
Ooh.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay, that works for you. Then we will do that. Okay. Are you already recording on the cameras?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can stop and then.
No. Or if you're recording the cameras, I'm going to play through the whole beginning.
Okay.
And 3, 2. Okay, so we're going to record in there. And, oh, she wasn't using this, so she's not going to get that because we didn't put on loudspeakers. You want me to redo it again on the loudspeakers?
Sure.
So the mics get it?
Yeah.
Peace, everybody. Confessions. Peace, everybody. Confessions. Peace, everybody. Confessions. You are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on 102 Jam.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll pause that right there.
I love that intro music.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, so you've got 1 full minute to give what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going straight into the Marriott group. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In 3, 5, 4.
Peace, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to WJHM102jams.com. You are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Listen, we got a dope show coming in tonight, you know what I'm saying? So we got a dope special guest. Can't wait for you to hear Miss Simba
Yes.
coming in, who is going to do a little poem, a little something, and we're going to interview her about what she's been doing in the poetry world, as well as her nonprofit, Exodus United. And listen, y'all, so don't forget to definitely stay tuned. She's going to be with us for the duration of the show. So again, you listen to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com.
Okay, I'm going to bring that back up so you can hear how it turned out. And then I'll catch and move the things forward since you did it shorter. Okay?
Peace, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to WJHM102jams.com. You are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Listen, we got a dope show coming in tonight. You know what I'm saying? So we got a dope special guest. Can't wait for you to hear Miss Simba coming in, who is going to do a little poem, a little something, and we're going to interview her about what she's been doing in the poetry world, as well as her nonprofit Exodus United. And listen, y'all, so don't forget to definitely stay tuned. She's going to be with us for the duration of the show. So again, you listen to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, this is TC1, and when I stay in Orlando, I like to stay at the Quality Suites
I love doing
over
that.
on International Drive.
I love doing that.
They're amazing
I
properties.
gotta get my sponsorship up. As a matter of fact, I need to. You going to Thomas Word?
Plus Wi-Fi and shuttle.
I gotta see it.
I'm gonna jump ahead to the blends.
So what?
Yeah, I see my owner is there. Maybe she wants to sponsor for the show.
Oh, yeah.
Big State Fire has been providing popwbigstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855.
This is Aretha Simons. When I'm driving, I'm listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on 102 Jams.
Are you frustrated with your 10? I repeat, 407-826-0810. Emergency repair when you need it. Call us, 407-826-0810.
3, 2, right there. Okay. So we're gonna put you back on.
All right.
You actually have 13 and a half minutes total.
Okay.
Because you cut the first part short, so you got an extra half a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 13 and a half minutes to talk. Do you want me to do my flashy?
Yes, please.
Okay, and that's when it's coming down to the end of the green. I know you can see, but I'll do my flashy. For your knowledge, if I do this, that means he's got 30 seconds left, which means close out whatever you're doing and let him go to the commercial. Because, if you go ask a whole other question, like, tell me, do you want to have world peace? That's a really bad question to ask after I do flashy, because you need more time to answer that question.
Okay.
So, in other words, shorten everything up, close it out, and give him time to close out the commercial break.
Okay.
That's 30 seconds, and I'll do 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5. You're killing me, Mom!
Okay.
So, and the way that I normally do it is more or less like it is an interview, but at the same time, I'm still doing the show. So I kind of know I do have a topic. I definitely want you to chime in. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of stuff that I have wanted to talk about, you actually deal with. You know what I'm saying? So, especially with the at-risk and stuff like that. So, so I really want you, if you can, just kind of chime in on that as well.
Are you doing an intro during this section, right?
Yeah.
An intro of her during this section, and then you're talking about your topic first, and then intro, or you're going to her first, and then.
I'm gonna start it off, and then I'm gonna bring her. Bring her in.
So you're gonna do topic first, and then introduce her.
Yeah.
Okay. So she should not chime in until after you introduce her.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So basically, when I introduce you, then go ahead and chime in after that. I ain't gonna be not long, but you know what I'm saying.
He's usually within the first 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, everybody. Again, you are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com. And of course, we just want to thank y'all for chiming in today. It's going to be a great show. We're going to have a great, interesting topic. We got a dope special guest as well, of course. And before we continue to get started, my special guest also has a lot to do with the topic that we will be talking about. So I wanted to start it off with, of course, sex trafficking, and of course, in regards for the young people. Florida, if you don't know, is a hotbed or a hot spot for women getting caught up in the sex trafficking trade, particularly Tampa. And so we definitely want to go ahead and talk about that. And I just want to be mindful, especially with all the tricks of the trade that I've been learning over the internet right now. There are a lot of things that the sex traffickers are doing in order to get women into the sex trade. One thing I just learned about is something in regards for where they're putting $100 bills somehow fitting it into the car doors for some people. and hopefully, once you take it, you get a smell of the chemical that's on it, and it happens to like knock them out or something like that. So yeah, so we definitely got to make sure of that. Especially, I heard now they got spray ladies involved at the malls and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to be careful about that. You know, when they smell the chemical, it knocks them out, and next thing you know, the guys are coming to pick them up in the van and what have you. So I do want to say, ladies, during this holiday season, please be careful. Please be mindful, especially if you're parking next to minivans, SUVs. I understand now that they are using regular cars now, but please be mindful of your surroundings. Know exactly where you parked if you have to. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I want to make sure that during this holiday season that we help save lives or what have you. So we're going to get into that. But without further ado, as we talk more about that, my guest today happens to deal firsthand with one or two young people that have been caught up in the sex trade, as well as her nonprofit helps with at-risk youth. So please welcome to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea, Miss Simba Castano.
Yes, bow, bow, bow. What's good, family, community? Thank you so much for having me. It is a pleasure.
What's happening, Mama? How you doing?
I am doing. I'm alive, and I am grateful to be here. So I'm blessed, and I'm excited to talk to our community.
Now, she is very, very, very blessed. I understand you just got into a car accident not too long ago.
Yes, and I'm still raising funds because, unfortunately, I have to pull $1,000 out of the air in the next couple of days that I don't have. But, you know, I started a fundraiser, and I'm 70% to my goal. So, you know, I'm just trying to make it because I got to pick those kids up, and I got to take them to the workshops, you know?
Yes. So definitely, if you can, find her on Facebook. Donate to her campaign.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? She needs help. And yeah, she personally goes and picks up the youth and brings them out to the program.
Yes. Does Miami trips every Wednesday.
Yes. And speaking of which, you do the Exodus United camp. Is that correct?
Yes. So we do have, right now we have a theater program called Exodus Unscripted, and it's a 10-week theater program where we're teaching them to write a script and act in the script, and we're actually having to play our first ever play on January 26th of it's Amuka Arts Foundation. So I'm very excited about that. So big things.
Okay, so if I'm a parent and I want my child to be involved in that, how can they get involved in that program?
Well, if any youth are interested, they can speak to their parents and directly contact me. We're on social media, Exodus United INC. You can just reach out, and I can slowly start to, invite you out to come participate in our workshops. We're kind of in the middle of the program right now, but we don't turn anyone away. We're also going to be doing poetry slam season in the spring going into summer right after the theater program. So any youth can drop in at any moment because we're like a family. So we just kind of keep it growing. But they basically just have to reach out to us on social media, and I just kind of have a conversation with them. There's no direct like sign up or a link or anything to be an official member. You just kind of come and we just start to bring you in. So that's the best way to reach out on social media to us, and we'll just invite you out, be part of our family.
And you guys are really like family. I see
yes,
the youth out there. As soon as they go out, they're like, what's it called?
Yeah. Because they're all from New York. Well, not all of them, but some of them are, and that's their thing. So they just like to be loud and obnoxious for not showing.
Absolutely.
They like to just let the people know we here. They got that pride. Like we're here. We're Team X. We stick together like family. So that's my little family.
And not just the camp. What would a youth who wants to get involved in the arts and get down with y'all, what would they have to do in order to become part of Exodus United?
I mean, like I said, just have a willingness and open-mindedness to basically grow and be involved. As long as you have some type of interest and talent, not even if you have the talent yet developed, we can help you develop it. If they have the interest, whether it's in poetry or hip-hop or theater or art, they just have to reach out to us, and then we will include them in our programs and our events. They don't necessarily have to be full-blown developed or have all this money. Or, like I said, it's not something they have to pay dues or be a member. Just have an interest and a willingness and just show up, really. Just show up, honestly, and come through. So that's what we do. We include all people, all young people that we believe, want to give them great opportunities for their voice to be heard.
Okay. And with that being said, what led you to come up with the idea of Exodus United and get involved with the community?
Yes. So I'm 26 years old, but when I was 16, my father kind of disowned me, and I needed an outlet. I found poetry in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where I'm from. I had 2 leaders. One of them, unfortunately, was shot and killed in Miami outside of his poetry cafe, literary cafe. But they trained me, and they used to drive me around to like schools, jails, art institutes, and I always had a dream that if it was in God's will to be able to basically, come back and do that now for the youth, kind of how they did for me. Because if they didn't do it for me, I wouldn't have had the outlet. So I feel like, poetry and art is therapy. These kids who are dealing with mental health illnesses and depression and things, they need an outlet. So I feel like it's my duty to just basically provide this outlet for them, So I really wanted to do that for them.
Now, you mentioned the poet that had been shot and killed.
Yes,
Was that the real one? Okay.
Will, the real one. He trained me in 2009 or 10, I believe. He actually used to throw chairs at me. There was a crazy, in a good way, right? Like when we were training, he would throw it because he basically said, don't get distracted, keep going. But he was in Def Jam Poetry, and when he trained me that first year, I made it to Brave New Voices, which is an international poetry competition for youth based out of California, Los Angeles. And so thanks to him, I was able to do that. But also Ray Dominguez, Puerto Rican cat in Fort Lauderdale, was with Right Side Poets. He trained me, and I was a part of a group down there as well for several years.
Yeah, and please rest in peace, Will, the real one. I had the chance to meet the brother when I was back home in Harlem, and he happened to be come to a spot I used to go to called the Sugar Shack out in Harlem. So. Unfortunately, I heard about his passing. It was so sad, you know what I'm saying? Cats are really out here, and he was doing a lot of community work, I understand. So listen, we do need to make sure that we keep his memory lifted up. Dude was a really, really dope cat. You know what I'm saying? Love what he did. And, definitely, and sometimes I rewatch his poems on when he was on Def Poetry and what have you. So I wish I had the chance to get to know him more, but unfortunately, God bless his family and whatnot. Unfortunately, his life came to an end. So hopefully we can help keep from letting that happen some more. I know with you and I doing the community and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, definitely what we want to do. First of all, for folks that don't know, she and I did an event called Soapbox Saturdays. It was our event. It was so dope. It was so dope of an event that we literally had the community come out so that we can help solve some of the issues and solve some of these problems that we got going on and what have you. So, but getting back to what I wanted to talk about also, you happen to have somebody in your program that was involved in sex trafficking. How did you find out that she was involved or that she had been pulled into it? And from the
so she's not involved with us right now anymore. She was like briefly involved, but basically, long story short, I used to facilitate poetry workshops at the homeless shelters, Covenant House, Coalition for the Homeless, what have you. And one night she had asked me for a ride, like to drop her off home. But then halfway through the car ride, I find out that she's kind of being forced against her will to do something, and that all of a sudden, I'm not dropping her off home, but I'm dropping her off at a hotel to be trafficked by another youth. And not only was it by another youth, it was a youth that I knew, that I was working with, which blew my mind. I didn't believe it. And it was a very tough situation because at first I was in denial. I was like, I don't believe this. I've never experienced this. This is not real. And then she was like, no, like she put it on speakerphone. I heard it and everything. And she was crying. And she was like, but I haven't showered, but I haven't done this. Please, I just want to rest. And he's like, get back out there. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, I didn't even know this existed. Like, that this was a real thing, And it was really tough because she wanted me to keep it between her and I with the confidentiality. But at the end of the day, like, safety comes first. And I was put in a really tough situation. So I had to report it. And they dealt with it. The crazy part about it was that I got backfire and backlash for that. Just for being involved. And I won't get too deep in it because we're in a public setting here. But I'll just be honest. Because politics, that's what I like to call it, politics. But yeah, it's like, it's just sad to see that she thought that was the only thing that she was capable of doing, that she could offer. And I'm like, but you're so much more. and like if only you knew your worth. And a lot of people they're very judgmental. They point their fingers. They're like, oh well, she put herself up to that. She could have walked away. She could have said no, but they don't understand like the psychological things of like what they're going through and what's going on, and maybe they so damaged by like their upbringing that they believe that maybe that's all they're capable of. So we have to really work with them at like a deeper root level to try and to like still have mercy and show them love, even if we think that they're putting themselves. Because you hear it all the time. People are like, oh, homeless people, they brought themselves, whatever. It's like you don't know their situation, and we're all a paycheck away from the same situation. So we just have to have a lot of love and compassion and mercy, and we have to try to figure out what we can do just to like contribute. So she did get the help. I haven't heard because everything kind of went that way, but yeah, it was really I cried because I was like I just and being that it was another youth and just it was just but I hear a lot about it. I work on OBT. I work at a school on OBT, and I see when I'm driving from work a lot girls, women,
Yeah, and for those of y'all that are listening across the country, we are in Orlando, Florida right now, and there's a street in Orlando, Florida called Orange Blossom Trail, which people who live in Florida call OBT for short. And basically, OBT has the reputation for prostitution, and so you can still see remnants of it, remnants of them walking up and down. And ironically, this may sound, it's not funny, but like ironic. Myself being from New York, the actual first time I saw an actual John pick up a prostitute was actually down here. Now, granted, I saw the prostitutes back home, definitely, but I never saw anyone got picked up. But I literally saw it for the first time when I moved down here to Florida. And with that being said, I know it's cleaned up a lot since I moved down here. Because for those of y'all that don't know and think how you see New York now, New York was just straight X-rated shows up and down Times Square. But luckily we have yourself. We got people like you out there doing it. And I do want to say this. If you can do me a favor a little bit later after we come back from break, and just can you mind spitting a little poem?
Yes, sir. I will blaze the stage. I'm just getting the mic, of course.
Appreciate you. And again, you are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com.
Hey.
Okay. You hit the mic a lot. I have to leave it in because your content was too good. Okay? I guess I said, don't touch anything. Because did you hear that beep sound?
Yeah.
That's going to be on the show. And there's no way to edit it out because you were talking in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And it's too good to remove. Okay? So you're okay with me leaving it in, or you want to redo the whole?
No, that's fine.
I'm going to have to leave it in. It happened twice because she was changing position and all that. And because normally, like, when my son, I have to go, that means don't touch the table. Because you can hear every single one. He's 8 years old. His radio show is only 30 minutes. But,
he has a show? That's so cute.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And forgive me, I said the one thing I don't like saying.
What?
I said little. I don't like.
You said little?
Yeah. You know
About
what I'm saying? Because sometimes people be like, oh, I'm gonna let you come back and do your little.
Oh,
you know what
I
I'm
didn't even think about that.
Okay. But yeah. So what I'm gonna do is when it's time to come back.
Are we doing music? Because we got music coming up here.
Yes, we are doing music.
Okay. Let me pull in and let you hear what we got here.
I'm just getting the mic, of course.
Appreciate you. And again, you are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com.
Hey.
Over 40 years.
Yes, sir. I will blaze the stage. I'm just getting the mic.
Appreciate you. And again, you are listening to Confessions with Brian T. Bethea on WJHM102jams.com.
Advertisement for blind people.
Really?
Yeah. One time area says
40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education
Cool. I'm listening.
and job training
That's your next one. And then after that is yours.
Right.
Peace, family. Again, this is Brian with Confessions with Brian T. Bethea. Don't want y'all to forget, also, I host a weekly open mic called Writer's Block. Who's next? Every Saturday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday at TNT Cafe. That's TEAAND.
Have you got more traction to your open mic because of this?
Address 127 West Fairbanks
no,
Avenue
not yet.
in
Not yet.
Not yet. It's coming. I
Writer's
know
Block
it's coming.
at TNT Cafe, 127 West Fairbanks Avenue in Winter Park. Peace, y'all.
Our beer show would like to thank Boggy Cricket and VCAirvotes.com.
Stop! Put that hammer down.
Aw.com.
Solutions at 407
I know it's coming.
826 0810.
Make sure I get out there and make sure I promote.
Does it actually have that
Yeah.
much W's?
For sure.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call
810.
Okay. Now we got a lot of.
Oh, listening online on Facebook. Hey, y'all.
All right, peace, family. Listen, we are at my favorite part of the show. Y'all get to listen to some tunes. So, get ready to smile with Kirk Franklin, baby. Kirk Franklin, I
Oh,
Smile.
not that one.
You're with Confessions with Brian T.
Trying to get you. I was trying to get you in
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so what do you want to put on there?
Okay, first song I want
Is it in my list?
I don't think so.
Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we downloading it?
You probably have to download
I have to
it.
go find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, first song will be by artist name is Simba. I'm gonna spell S-A-M like Mary. P like Peter, A. So Simba the Great.
I would take a break on these.
Yeah.
I'm off of it.
You're off. I would take a break.
Yeah, take a break. We'll be back, family.